Hello world, I'm LJ and this is LJ Goes Sweden. Today it's time to talk about the affordable model from Tesla. The first time the affordable model was announced by Tesla is already years ago, and since that day, of course, the speculations were high. What is it going to be? Is it going to be like a new, smaller car? Is it going to be around the $25,000 mark? Well, a lot has changed. Elon said we don't need a $25,000 car anymore with steering wheel. We have the Cybercab, a car without steering wheel, which will be maybe in that price range, but we don't need any car anymore with steering wheel because Tesla has solved autonomy, based on Elon Musk's words at least. And yes, so the whole affordable model idea was scrapped. Probably. Maybe they still have some designs. I definitely think they have some designs and maybe even already some prototypes. However, we are going to get an affordable model, which is, however, just a Model Y with less features. And today I want to talk about this exact thing. If this is like a smart idea, if it is reasonable, and if it is going to be a hit or miss for Tesla. Because in the end, you're gonna have a Model Y, but with less features. What I have done for this is I gathered all the leaks that I could find for this model, which is called E41. Also interesting name. I really don't understand why they called it like this, because we had the Model 3 Highland, we had the Model Y Juniper, but E41 seems a bit, there's not like any word for this. Well, first of all, we take a look at Mexico, because in Mexico, there was already some kind of a trial run with a Model 3 standard range. So instead of having all the main features in every car, Tesla reduced there already massively by, for example, taking out the rear screen, taking out the features of seat cooling and I think also seat heating. I'm not 100% sure anymore. And I think this is also going to happen for this affordable Model Y. I mean, you have to get the price down. If you just cut like $5,000 on this affordable model, I don't think it's affordable. I mean, the Tesla Model Y, what is the starting price in the US? 40,000, 45? They have to get down the price a lot. And I wonder how many features they have to remove to really get it to that point. So first of all, we have the removal of the rear screen, which is, in my opinion, definitely gonna happen, because that is probably like one of the most expensive features that they can remove. It's more electronics and another screen. And I think that is also a reasonable reduction, because I mean, I have the screen there, I am driving alone and I don't use it unless I am going ice bathing, where I'm actually sitting in the back, because it's just nice to have a lot of space in the car, changing and all these things. If you need the screen, then you have to go for a standard range Model Y. I mean, that is probably the most likely thing to happen. Second thing that I also think is going to be reduced, however I hope not fully, are the features of the seats. So seat cooling and seat heating. What I don't hope Tesla is going to do is remove all of these. I hope they're gonna have the heated seats at least on the front row, and they cut it down on the back row and also remove the seat cooling. Because I mean, yes, it is a nice feature, but we have to reduce costs. So I think the most reasonable thing would be keep the heating, to keep at least some kind of like standard on Tesla, but remove the heating on the back seats. And also Tesla has already removed the heating of the middle seat in the back. So it is kind of reasonable to just take it off all there for an affordable model, in my opinion at least. Something else that is also speculated is that Tesla is removing the steering wheel heating. And this one is, I think, a bit more difficult, because in my opinion, I think it would be kind of cool to just have it, especially in colder months. But I think they're also gonna remove that. But how much does it really add? Is it that expensive to have heated steering wheel? At least for me, it does not sound that expensive, but I don't know. So I think it's going to happen, but I would prefer it not to happen, just because it's a nice thing. Something else that is definitely also going to happen, in my opinion, is reduction of the sound system. I think they will really strap it down a lot, even more than the standard range. I don't know how good the quality is going to be that at the end, but I think there they can actually save some money as well. And something else that I could also actually imagine Tesla is going to do is probably reduce the middle console. Like now with the cars we have the closed cup holders. I think they're gonna remove like those lids that close off those areas, just because it is at least, it's some plastic, it's some work time. I could imagine Tesla doing that because it seems like at least some dollars as well, but probably of course not a lot. The biggest thing that I also agree on when they remove it are the ambient lightings. I have already talked in multiple videos that I'm kind of disappointed with the ambient lighting just because it is not really useful. It looks nice, yes. I have used the synchronization with music feature now multiple times and I really have to say it does not work that great. On some songs it's pretty cool with the beat, but on others it just does not work at all. And then it's like just flickering and no. The features I'm looking for are not there yet. So get rid of the ambient lighting for that car for sure. Something else that was also speculated, which I think is also fine, are the automatically folded side mirrors. So when you leave your car, you lock it, the mirrors fold, or also like if you have like a tight space, you can fold them in the car. I think that is also going to get removed so that you have to manually do it. But I mean, that is also fully fine for me at least. I think that is not too much of an issue. If they can save money on that, go for it. I think it's fine. One of the big controversial reductions is actually the thing right above me, and that is the panorama glass. Teslas are famous for their panorama roof. When you look at the top of a car, you always know if it's a Tesla because of this full-on line of the glass on the top, and it looks really nice. This is apparently going to be removed for this affordable Model Y. And I mean, on the one side, they could argue like this, that the car is not heating up that much, because if you have like a full closed roof and it's, for example, a white paint, then of course the heat will not get so much into the car as with having a panorama roof. On the other side, of course, however, it is kind of stepping away from the typical Tesla characteristics. My feeling says they are going to do it, but I'm not giving this 100% because they have to do some changes, right? They have to adjust something in their production. And I don't know if changing the production line for this thing is actually less expensive than the money they save for like reducing the price. Something else on the interior side while I'm just sitting here and looking through the car is definitely also the quality or the material of the textures. Well, already on my standard range Model 3, we have like this more standard material, which however I really like. It looks really nice. It's kind of brighter than the premium interior you get on the long range and performance. So I like this for sure. But the question is, are they gonna reduce it even further? Maybe they put this textile everywhere instead of having the leather. Also, of course, the chairs, that's definitely gonna happen on the chairs. I fully agree, and it also makes sense, especially when you remove the cooling and maybe even heating. I hope that Tesla is not doing one thing, and that is going the same way that a lot of manufacturers are going with, and that is basically bringing back plastic everywhere below your seating area, where you like just feel plastic everywhere. I hope Tesla is not doing this, because that would really take away some of this like unique feeling that a Tesla has. This like full on feeling that you have everywhere at least some material that is not just hard plastic. Okay, but now let's talk about the things that you cannot see from the inside. First of all, of course, the outside. The front light bar that you have and also the rear light bar on the Model Y, they are going to be, well, not removed, but probably like reduced, made simpler. You don't have a full light bar going through. You just have like maybe like a painted line there or something like this. And this one also makes fully sense for me. Remove all these features if it is actually saving money. And I mean, then also you can actually identify the model as well. Then you have some changes, even though of course it's not a whole new model design and everything. Something else, however, that I would not be fine with, and I really hope that Tesla is not doing it. I haven't heard any rumors on it though, but I was just thinking about it, and that is the powered trunk. Trunk opens itself automatically and closes itself automatically if you just push the button. But I really hope they are not going back to a manual trunk on the Model Y, on this affordable Model Y, because this would also take away some of this premium touch that you have when having a Tesla. So please keep it automatic, don't go to the manual here. There are also rumors that the tires are going to be a bit smaller and a bit like less fancy. And I'm fine with that. Go for this as long as you have grip and you feel safe in the car. That's all that matters, right? One other thing that is also more related to the outside, but also of course very interesting on the inside, that is rumored, and I really don't think it's going to happen because I think it's even illegal in some countries, is the removal of the tire pressure monitoring system, so that you don't get any information if you have a flat tire, if you have too much pressure, too low pressure, anything. So I could see them take away like the ability that you can read out the whole specific values in the car. But at the same time, does it really save so much money to switch it out to just like a sensor that basically just tells, okay, it's too low now? I don't think so. I think it's gonna stay in the car. I think this was like part of an idea that Tesla was thinking about, but I think they scrapped it because I think it would cause them some trouble in some countries. Okay, and what is left to say now? Well, I think the big thing, of course, that I really also think that Tesla would never touch this is the whole system, the whole software, the whole camera setup. They will probably not touch that, and I also hope they don't touch it because it is the most important thing of a Tesla. In my opinion, also one of the unique selling points of a Tesla. Fast software, the navigation, everything just works smoothly. Also, please don't make the charging port manual because that would be a shame. In my opinion, it's just keep it. And yeah, so keep this whole setup. Also now with the front bumper camera, leave it there, put it on every car and just train the AI with this new camera to make full self-driving even better, so that you might in the future eventually reach autonomous driving with a pure camera vision only approach. There's only one thing left to say, and that is the thing that you don't see but that you feel, and that is the range of the car, and of course with that also connected the motor, the power and all these things. I mean, they're gonna reduce the acceleration for sure, probably to like 10 seconds to 100 or something. I would feel seems reasonable. And also the range is probably going to be reduced. I really hope that they don't go below like 450 kilometers of the WLTP range. The range argument is still a thing for a lot of people who don't drive an electric car, even though it is not a problem when you have ever started driving a Tesla. But people who might step away now from combustion engine to this affordable Tesla, they should not fear about range. So keep it at least on a similar level that they feel comfortable, that they have the system showing them, yes, you will never get lost in this car. It's all fine. Oh yeah, and something else that you feel, of course, that I forgot. The suspension is probably also going to be more basic, a bit more rough and not as smooth as the latest now Model Y improvements. But you have to save money somewhere. So I'm fully fine with this. I think it's going to happen. Yeah, and now the big question is, for how much is Tesla selling this new E41 Model Y? I hope they can reach the point of $30,000 in the US, because that would be sick. It would be awesome, because then the Chinese models have more competition, not only on the US market, but also especially on the European market. Of course, we still have to see how this whole situation is ongoing. The people in Europe definitely showed Elon that they were not happy with what he has done in the politics. But hopefully it will calm down. Hopefully Tesla will start selling more cars in the future. And hopefully also this new affordable model is going to be a win for Tesla. If it's going to be the win that we would have had with a full new Model 2, I don't think so, to be honest. But you have to think about one thing where Tesla is actually right. The Model Y was the most sold car in the world. So taking this car, reducing the features, but still keeping this core that basically makes the car a Tesla, should stay in that car. And if they are doing it correct, then I think it's going to be pretty awesome. And I think it's going to be a success for Tesla if the price is right. When is this new model going to be available? This year? Next year? Well, Tesla was actually very optimistic and said like, oh yeah, it's going to be somewhat available like second quarter, I think they were talking about. And now we are at the end of the third quarter and still nothing is here. Of course, they kind of postponed it and said like, oh yeah, we had the first prototype after the second quarter. I think it's going to happen in the fourth quarter for sure. Tesla is just not announcing it yet because they still know that the pressure of the tax credit in America going to end. I think they can kind of like force people to buy cars now and make more money. Instead of releasing the affordable model now, people buy that instead, and then Tesla may be making less money. So for me, it makes sense that Tesla is going to release the car probably by November or December. However, they're gonna announce it probably, next month, October. So maybe in 2-3 weeks, I'm gonna talk about this thing. But of course, I definitely want to test drive it. Also, winter's coming soon, so maybe I can do some crazy test driving. That is all that I can say today about this new affordable Model Y called E41. What is your opinion on the car? Do you think it's going to be a success or not? And what would be the worst thing that Tesla could remove from this car, besides of course like the software things, but maybe something I didn't talk about? And if you are looking for a new Tesla and you actually want to get some discount and also support me, feel free to use my referral link up there, where you can get some discount or some free supercharging kilometers. Of course, Tesla is always mixing it around. The fourth quarter is usually the one where you get the most discount, so feel free to take a look now when that is happening. But until then, I hope you have a wonderful day, have a nice start to your week, and we're gonna see each other back in the next video. But until then, bye bye.